What is going on, world? What's up, YouTube? It's Zero here. Today I'm bringing you guys a brand new episode of the 8 Below Show. Welcome everyone to 8 Below. Thanks for being here, guys, to the best entertainment-related show here on YouTube. And I'm super excited about our episode here today. We have a lot of stuff to talk about, so let's get into it. Some of you have asked me in the past what are some of the YouTube channels that I really like to watch on a daily basis, a weekly basis, or whenever it is I have a moment to watch just YouTube outside of, just doing YouTube on my own and on my own channel. So what I wanted to go ahead and do, guys, in this first segment of the show is talk about my top 5 favorite YouTube channels here in 2020. And what I'm going to go based on, guys, is somewhat of what these channels have done up to this point here in 2020 alone. Because if we went all time, it would be, the list may shift somewhat, but overall, this is for this year, right here, right now in 2020. And this is going to be in no particular order, guys. So let's get into it. Let me know, guys, what your top 5 favorite YouTube channels are currently here in 2020. Let me know, like I said, in the comment section below. So with that, guys, at number 5 for me is Loco. Loco, guys, is a StarCraft, mainly a StarCraft 2 YouTuber. He's also a streamer. And this guy, in my opinion, he was really, for me at least, between, casting games. He does a really good job with casting, pro matches. He's also really good at explaining, different build orders and things of that nature within StarCraft 2. And so I think, guys, what I really enjoy watching about him, actually, more than anything, is watching some of his, games where he'll be playing live. And you get to learn a lot just by watching him. He kind of explains what he's going to do and how, and he kind of breaks it down after the matches are done and such, which I really think is somewhat something special that he's got going on his YouTube channel. And he kind of is like a Husky StarCraft, but obviously Husky stopped, doing StarCraft content a long time ago. And so with a guy like Loco, he's kind of becoming the face of the StarCraft 2 scene as a whole. So for me, guys, I really enjoy watching some of his content based around StarCraft 2. You guys know I create a lot of, and talk about StarCraft 2 content here on the YouTube channel, but I also talk about StarCraft 3 stuff. And for me, though, being someone who wants to watch some StarCraft 2 content without a doubt, and I, consistently am wanting to watch StarCraft, Loco is the guy for that. So definitely check him out if you guys haven't, but I'm sure a lot of you already have. Coming in at number 4 for me, guys, is BTSC Steelers Radio. So with that, guys, listen, I am a big time love sports, right? Absolutely love sports as a whole. The Pittsburgh Steelers are my favorite football team, and one reason why I obviously have my favorite, basketball team and my favorite hockey team, football team and such, but the reason why I watch Behind the Steel Curtain, which is what BTSC stands for, is because, see, with football, guys, the difference between football and any of these other sports is that it's technically a shorter season because of just there's one game per week. There's so much more pressure and there's so much more put on each individual game that makes it just an exciting season. When football comes around, guys, it's really becoming America's sport as we go. And what BTSC does is they talk about everything based around the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you're a big Pittsburgh Steelers fan, they absolutely do an incredible job. They have podcasts every single day, which, with Dave Schofield and Brian Anthony Davis and Lance Williams. These guys do a really good job of breaking down, film. They break down pretty much everything that's going on based around the Pittsburgh Steelers. And it's something that I really enjoy watching even during the offseason. It's crazy how they're able to create so much content based around the Steelers, even during, without it even being the, regular season, being the offseason. There's certainly news that happens, but the way that they break things down is really well done. And coming out with content consistently every single day, talking about pretty much one specific, team within the overall, overarching, league that is the NFL. I think they do an incredible job. So if you guys are big Pittsburgh Steelers fans or you're a rival team's fan of the Steelers, you may want to watch their channel just because they break down some pretty cool stuff talking about the Steelers and even the other teams within the division. And with that, guys, let's get to number 3. For me, guys, Coming in at number 3 is John Campea. Now, John Campea's channel, guys, he runs a show called The John Campea Show, and I love watching his channel because his show is based specifically around pretty much movies, television, kind of somewhat of, the entertainment industry, but mainly movies is what he talks about. Now, this is a guy who came from AMC Movie Talk and then ended up moving over to Collider, and ended up doing Collider Movie Talk over there, and they still, I believe, Collider Movie Talk actually got canceled a little while back, but John ended up leaving Collider after putting a lot of time into that company and such, and he started his own thing, which I highly respect and such. And so now he does the John Campea Show. It's similar in structure and ways to like AMC Movie Talk or, Collider Movie Talk, but it's a lot more just kind of laid back. And it's more, there is, of course, a really good structure to it. They talk about all the latest in like movie news and such, a lot of the big movies. He does like movie reviews and things of that nature. So it's basically, I go to his channel for pretty much everything based upon like the movie industry as a whole. I talk about, things within the movie realm here on this YouTube channel. We talk mostly about gaming, but John Campea for sure is probably one of the best people, in my personal opinion, to go to with movie news and just movie talk in general, giving some really, general, takes on what's going on in the industry and what's happening with individual actors, actresses, and things of that nature. Then for me, guys, coming in at number 2 is the Financial Education channel. So Jeremy over at Financial Education, what this guy does, a lot of you probably have checked out his channel, some of you may not have. What he does, guys, is he's kind of does news based around the stock market, but he also talks about different stocks that he's picking or buying at that current, at different points in time. His channel really started though, and the way I found his channel was when he was talking about the best ways to, get into the stock market, stock market investing for beginners and for people just starting out. And that's kind of how I found his channel. So what he did was he built this foundation around ways in which you should be investing. And then from there, he started kind of building upon that. And he now has 2 YouTube channels. One is called just Financial Education. The second is Financial Education 2. And he does a really good job of breaking down different stocks, whether they're going up, down. He talks about all the news related to specific stocks. And he kind of gives his general, take, and a lot of times, guys, he really does a very good job at giving, his own opinions about what's happening within the stock market. And he's seems like, really honest about where he thinks the stock market may be going. And he is obviously one of those guys who's trying to help everyone else make money at the end of the day. And so with that, guys, I'm really big into the stock market. I love the stock market as a whole and the market system. And so he's someone I definitely like to watch. And if you're interested in making, finding out more ways to make passive income and learning about the stock market, he's a great place to at least start. And I would even continue watching him because you kind of get up to date, news based around the stock market. And then for me, guys, coming in at number 1 is none other than Hex. So Energy Hex, Optic Hex, so former Optic Hex. Hex, guys, is a, owner of Energy, and they are, of course, a, very prestigious esports organization. But Hex, guys, the reason why I absolutely love watching his content on YouTube is because for 2 reasons. Number 1, he has a podcast called the Eavesdrop Podcast, which is basically like a one-on-one. Every once in a while, he'll have a couple other people on the show with him, and pretty much it's almost like an interview show where he kind of talks to individuals based around primarily Call of Duty at this point. I'm sure it's going to evolve to other places, but it's pretty much esports as a whole. It's like an esports podcast where he talks about all different types of things, asking questions to different, big time, celebrities within the esports realm, that being like Scumpy and Nadeshot and all kinds of different, big names within the esports realm. And it's a very interesting podcast because not only is it about really esports, but just business and being an entrepreneur and what all that means and how you can do it as well. And so I absolutely love hearing some of the advice that they give. It's a very chill podcast just to listen to, whether you're on your way to work or somewhere. So I really enjoy that. And then from an entertainment perspective, not only is the podcast entertaining, but his vlog that he does is very entertaining as well. Now, he doesn't upload the vlog every day, but he does a really good job, guys, because, I mean, this is a guy who's, multitasking, and he does an incredible job with that by not only running an esports organization, but then also doing a podcast, setting all of those interviews and things of that nature up. And then on top of all of that, he's also doing a vlog. And so that vlog, guys, that takes, that can take some time and take some energy out of you throughout the course of your day. And so it's really impressive what he's been able to do. And his vlog is very entertaining as well, because a lot of times he's got a lot of those esports personalities that are within the vlog, that are featured in the vlog. And so it's really cool seeing a behind the scenes and day of the lives of these different people that are within his inner circle. And so it's a great show that he does with his Eavesdrop podcast. Does a really great job with, obviously his vlog, and I really respect his work ethic at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, guys, I respect all of these channels, the work ethic that they all have, the consistency of uploading, the high quality content that these channels are putting out there. It's really impressive, and they're all building something really special consistently. And each one of them is in different, different segments, or, at different points in their careers, whether they have almost 1 million subscribers. Some of them are still trying to get up to 10,000 subscribers. So that's what's a beautiful thing about these channels, and that's why I really like them. I like watching a variety of different channels, guys, from smaller channels all the way to bigger channels. That's something that I really enjoy doing. But with that, guys, let me know what in the comment section down below are your guys' favorite, YouTube channels that you've been watching now in 2020 in a major way. Who are your favorites? Let me know. Like I said, and for more content like this, guys, stay here with Zero TV. At this point in time, guys, we've been talking a lot about Dr. Disrespect and his whereabouts and what's going on behind the scenes, and kind of breaking down the best way that we can with the information that we know at this point about, his whereabouts, are by going through some of the theories that people are putting out there. Some of them are certainly seem more likely than others, and at the end of the day, I think all of us are purely speculating on what's going on. Without a doubt, though, guys, this is one of the, something unlike anything we've ever seen in just gaming as a whole, where there has been such a tight grip on what's going on behind the scenes. People nothing's really getting leaked out. No one is really kind of telling the world what is happening within the realm of Dr. Disrespect and kind of this whole situation as a whole, which is leading so many people to thinking that this could be everyone's like expecting maybe the worst. Some are expecting it to be something much, deeper or, darker, or potentially just something that is like a complete and utter business move that is going to change the gaming landscape forever. So whatever it is, guys, it's unbelievable at this point in time that there hasn't been anything that's gotten leaked out. There's people who state that they know what's going on with Dr. Disrespect, but even at that, we have not heard really anything. I mean, other than Dr. Disrespect, leaving a tweet, telling everyone that he doesn't know why he was banned, and then you've got people like Slasher coming out and saying that they know why, but they're not going to say at this point, or don't feel comfortable saying it. So it could be something serious. It could be something that's just a publicity stunt. Who knows, guys? But at the end of the day, I wanted to go ahead and go through some of the theories that are out there. And with that, let's get right into it, guys. This is a article that was written by Rahul Hushan of Sportskeeda. The craziest theories behind why Dr. Disrespect was banned. So the internet went straight into conspiracy mode and put on their Eddie Bravo hats as soon as news broke of Dr. Disrespect being banned from Twitch permanently. Dr. Disrespect was perhaps the most beloved and popular streamer on the platform, and had been streaming full-time since 2015. While his peers, like Ninja and Shroud, chose to jump ship to Mixer, he decided to stick with Twitch and sign a multi-million-dollar exclusivity deal with the company in March. So, this was perhaps a sign of a healthy long-term relationship between Twitch and Dr. Disrespect, but the future held something else entirely. Just 3 months later, he received a permanent ban from the platform on the 24th of June. Now, with that, guys, what's really strange to me about this, just right off the bat, is the amount of what Twitch put into just the commercial that had Dr. Disrespect's announcement that he was, going to be a part of Twitch for the foreseeable future, and it was a multi-million-dollar deal. And so it's very strange to me that they would permanently ban him after all the resource they put into Dr. Disrespect. That's why part of me thinks this must be something serious if they're doing that, or maybe it's something else that Dr. Disrespect is doing behind the scenes, which we'll get to here in a sec. Now, number one, guys, is Spotify Gaming, which this is a conspiracy theory, guys. Prominent streamer and all-around internet personality Keemstar rarely ever lets a good headline go to waste, tweeting out a ridiculous 4chan theory, then doubling down on it by posting supposed proof for the theory. He got in on the Dr. Disrespect bandwagon. The 4chan post claimed that a streaming service supposedly owned by Spotify approached Dr. Disrespect. If further stated that because Spotify is owned by Google, there are several NDAs in place that prevent either from talking about it. This theory has the least number of legs to stand upon in the first place. Readers were quick to point out that Google does not have ownership of Spotify, which is very much so true. So this theory, I don't really put a lot of stock into it, guys, because saying that Spotify, is owned by Google is just not true. Now, is Spotify Gaming making a streaming platform? They very well might be. I'm sure they actually probably are, guys. I wouldn't be surprised about that whatsoever. Spotify has been, without a doubt, picking up even Keemstar, who is, pretty much like sponsored by Spotify, or he has his podcast with FaZe Banks on Spotify, Mom's Basement, and they're actually picking up more and more people. I believe there's like a number of other, creators that they are picking up over to Spotify Gaming. And with that, though, I don't believe, though, that this is what this all is. Now, maybe it is, but I kind of doubt it, just because right off the bat, it was wrong from the start when they said Spotify is owned by Google. Now, this one's interesting. Dr. Disrespect has been poaching other streamers for a new streaming platform called Brime. So this is very interesting. This theory gained traction on Twitter yet again thanks to Keemstar after he posted about a brand new streaming platform called Brime. According to the theory, Brime had approached Dr. Disrespect, Shroud, and Ninja to sign exclusivity deals with their platform. It is true that Shroud and Ninja are now free agents after Microsoft pulled the plug on Mixer. However, Dr. Disrespect had just signed that massive deal with Twitch that we already talked about and wasn't likely to switch over so soon, which I agree with. Part of me, though, wonders this, guys, is since Shroud and Ninja got, essentially they were able to get out of their contracts because Mixer now, of course, ended, and they went ahead and merged with Facebook Gaming, and Ninja and Shroud had the opportunity to go to Facebook Gaming and sign another exclusivity deal, but they decided not to. Part of me is wondering, since Mixer technically failed, and part of the reason they probably failed was because they signed Shroud and Ninja because it was such a huge amount of money, and then they didn't really get that in return as far as eyeballs and such, because they were trying to pay for eyeballs instead of trying to grow the platform organically. What Twitch may be thinking is, we don't need to, have this huge deal with Dr. Disrespect. So one of the theories actually was, guys, that they ended up just picking something, which they didn't tell Dr. Disrespect. They picked something random, whether it was from years ago or now, that they decided to permanently ban him so that they didn't have to pay him any more of this millions of dollars or anything, because they didn't feel like it was going to be worth it to them to sign this exclusivity deal with Dr. Disrespect. Now, that's a theory. Now, as far as this one is concerned, with Brime, this one, in my opinion, has more legs than the first one, just because Brime is new. They had a tweet that went out, "Hi, welcome to the future, welcome to Brime." June 24th, 2020 was when they posted it. Now, that being said, the question lies in, I don't know who owns Brime, but I'm wondering if Brime is trying to bring in some of these other streamers with these exclusivity deals, that being like Dr. Disrespect. I'm not sure. It's really hard to tell, guys, at this point in time. I think Shroud and Ninja right now are kind of open to just, negotiations. Dr. Disrespect, I don't know if he's trying to figure out, like, what's going on with Twitch, or he already knows, he just isn't saying anything, and he's working on things behind closed doors, that being like Brime. This one seems more likely to me personally, guys, than that of the first one. Now, this one's interesting. Once again, number 3, which a lot of people think that this is actually more likely, is criminal charges against Dr. Disrespect. This is one of the newer conspiracy theories that has surfaced on several message boards, Reddit, and Twitter. It suggests that both Twitch and Dr. Disrespect have remained silent on the reasons for the ban due to criminal charges against Dr. Disrespect. This claim suggests that there are serious criminal charges against Dr. Disrespect, leading to Twitch distancing themselves from the popular streamer. This theory doesn't have much in the way of concrete proof and is more of speculation. It also falls apart quite quickly when considering that even though the doctor's sponsors and brands dropped him from their ad campaigns as soon as the news broke, they put him back up just as fast. This points towards a conclusion that after communicating with Dr. Disrespect, they decided to continue their partnership with him, which is once again very true. I mean, it's hard to say, guys. I mean, I just can't, this is what I can't believe, that there has been nothing that's gotten leaked out, like from even sponsors, from, I mean, anyone who's within Dr. Disrespect's inner circle that knows of the situation. I can't believe it hasn't come out yet. It's unbelievable. I mean, this is, what this reminds me of? This reminds me of some of these like really big basketball players within like the NBA. Not that the basketball players just get completely dropped, but when they're going to make a decision, like, for example, when LeBron James went to make the decision to go to Miami and leave Cleveland the first time, no one, it was all speculation what was going on. And then once the decision came out, then we found out, boom, this is what it was. But it's crazy to think that he's been able to like keep things under wraps so well, that being LeBron and even other NBA players and other players out there in other sports. This reminds me of that. The thing about this that's weird though, is that there's a ban here, unless this is a publicity stunt, like I said earlier. But there's a ban here. And so if you're getting banned, but you don't even know why, or you may know why, but Twitch isn't saying why, which a lot of times Twitch has actually banned people and hasn't told them why. It's just based on their terms of service and such. They just don't really give a public statement about it. You would think, though, that they would, because it's Dr. Disrespect, one of their biggest streamers at this point. But with that, that's why I can't believe this has been under wraps like this. And I'll be interested to see what ends up happening. But the last one here, guys, is Twitch making a statement regarding their community guidelines. This particular theory isn't as far-fetched, as it does make a fair point and draws logical parallels. The POTUS himself, Donald Trump, was banned from Twitch for violating community guidelines and policies for an election rally video back in 2016. This theory suggests that Twitch are now banning creators for content that is questionable, even if it is an old video. Dr. Disrespect, as has been pointed out, has been known to step all over these community guidelines quite frequently. Therefore, the conclusion drawn is that Twitch is looking to make a statement by banning one of their most high-profile streamers on the platform, which, look, I don't know why Twitch, from a business perspective, would ban Dr. Disrespect unless they wanted to get out of the contract that they signed, the multi-million-dollar contract with Dr. Disrespect. That's the one reason that would make sense to me, that they would want to get out of it, is based upon, they're paying him a lot of money. And maybe they wanted out of it, and so they decided to ban him and find something to ban him for and not give a reason, and now they're out of the contract. It's very strange to me. I'm not sure, but after watching, Dr. Disrespect's last stream, there is something there. I do think, like, the way that he was reacting at the end of his stream was very strange, and I do think that there is something going on. What it is, guys, we're going to have to kind of wait and see, and I'll be sure to give you guys, keep you all up to speed as more information comes out. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. With Dr. Disrespect's, these conspiracy theories and such, what do you think's going on here? Let me know what you guys think. And for more Dr. Disrespect content and videos, stay here with Zero TV. in a situation unlike anything we've ever seen before, guys, in the gaming community, that being the Dr. Disrespect situation and news not leaking that, or what's going on behind closed doors not getting out somehow from Dr. Disrespect's inner circle, from Twitch, from anywhere, guys, is absolutely mind-boggling to me, and it has easily become one of the most interesting subjects to talk about to me personally, because this is something, and we alluded to this earlier in the show, guys, talking about Dr. Disrespect and some of the conspiracy theories that have come out. I mean, some of these theories are very far-fetched. Some of them seem a little bit more like, possibilities, or, could have happened. But at the end of the day, guys, this has become something that reminds me of even like within professional sports, where you have like a LeBron James situation where LeBron is a free agent. He gets to decide like where he wants to go, and he comes out with the decision. No one knows where he's going, and only probably the people very close to his inner circle, or maybe even LeBron James himself, was the only one who knew about it. But at the end of the day, he comes out with the decision, and then we all find out at the same time. This could be something like that, and we're going to witness it for the first time here in the gaming industry. The real thing about it, though, guys, that's interesting and something that's just mind-boggling to me is that Twitch permanently banned Dr. Disrespect. And so with that, it's different, even though it's kind of reminds me of like, in professional sports when players decide to go somewhere, how they're able to keep, a wrap on, where they're going and such is it's a big deal. But with this, it's different because there's a permanent ban in place. Now, why is there a permanent, why did this happen? Well, there's been a theory, guys, like we talked about earlier, that Twitch wanted to get out of the multi-million-dollar deal, and they found something from years ago, or, somewhere, sooner than that, where with the terms of service, where Dr. Disrespect, he, maybe didn't honor the terms of service, and so they can ban you for pretty much whatever they want, essentially, guys, because that's how Twitch works. And so maybe they just wanted to get out of the contract with Dr. Disrespect after seeing the failure of Mixer because of, bringing on people like Shroud and Ninja. And so that's another theory, and I think that there's a possibility there. Seeing Dr. Disrespect's last stream, though, that we've seen up to this point, and seeing kind of the way he reacted was something very, it was very interesting. And it was kind of just, mysterious at the same time. And his channel being completely taken down by Twitch, I have a hard time believing that this is some kind of publicity stunt. This feels more like Twitch wanted to cut ties because they didn't want to pay Dr. Disrespect anymore, or he did something very bad, like, some type of criminal charges against him or something, right? That, some allegations came out against him, whatever the case might be. I've said this in the past, guys. I really just hope for the best here, because Dr. Disrespect, as a streamer, as a creator, I think he does an incredible job. And he's created this character that has almost transcended gaming in certain ways. I mean, his stream is a show. From beginning to end, it's like a show. And I think he's done such a good job. He's almost transcended it, where outside of gaming, guys, like, internationally and such, he's well known. People just know who Dr. Disrespect is, and it's an incredible thing that he's done and built. And I'm just hoping that, I'm very hopeful that eventually, this gets figured out and it's nothing extremely serious. I'm hoping this is more something like a business move that Dr. Disrespect is making, whether it's going to Brime, whether it's, going to Spotify or going to some other platform, and he's going with Ninja and Shroud, or they're creating, all of these streamers are creating their own platform or something, which would be really interesting. But at the end of the day, Ninja leaving to go to Mixer, it started everything. This started this whole movement around the gamers and personalities having the power to, move from one platform to the next. Now, obviously, it didn't work out really great over at Mixer for Ninja and Shroud. I mean, they made a lot of money, but Mixer, it didn't really work out. So now I think more platforms moving forward are going to be thinking twice about how much they pay the creators and such, or the, the streamers. But with that, though, guys, I just feel that this is going to be another move, or this is going to be, when this news breaks about what's going on with Dr. Disrespect, I mean, it could be absolutely huge. I mean, it could either be really bad for Dr. Disrespect, or it could be something that they're creating a whole new platform here behind the scenes. Now, Brime, I'm not sure exactly who owns Brime, but could that be like Dr. Disrespect and all these other guys coming together to, create their own streaming platform? I don't really know. All I know, guys, is that I am incredibly, interested, intrigued, to say the least, as to what's going on. And I can't believe that nothing's been leaked at this point from outside of Dr. Disrespect's inner circle, from his team. It's quite impressive. It really is that none of this has been leaked at this point. We've never seen anything like this before. We've never seen something so big and within the gaming community, and not know for this long what's going on. It's unbelievable, and we're just gonna have to kind of wait and see, guys. And like I said, I'll give you guys more information as it comes out. But what do you guys think about this? I mean, is it crazy to you guys that we haven't had anything leaked up to this point from Dr. Disrespect's, inner circle, from his team, from Twitch's team, from anywhere? We have no idea. We hear that people know what happened, but they're not saying anything. They don't feel comfortable saying anything, which is absolutely wild to me that they haven't said anything. But with that, guys, let me know in the comment section down below. What do you guys think about this whole situation? Like I said, I'll be sure to give you guys more information as it comes out. And for more content like this, guys, stay here with Zero TV. We're going to go back, guys, to 2007 to a game that was released, guys, on the Xbox 360 as well as the PlayStation 3. And this is a game, guys, called Time Shift. And I wanted to talk about this title with all of you in this segment of the show, because Time Shift was a game that was almost beyond its time, in my personal opinion. I absolutely loved the concept here of Time Shift. I thought there was something really special here with this game. You could kind of like reverse time, do all these different types of abilities within this world and in this game, and I absolutely loved it. It was, at the time, guys, when this game came out, was one of my top 10 favorite games. I absolutely loved it. And that being said, though, I want to talk about, where is Time Shift 2? Because, there's been a lot of talk that could some of these old titles that were, that did come out way back when, could they come back? And could they come back with like a remaster? Could they come back in one capacity or another? Because Time Shift, back in 2007, the graphics were really good. I just overall really appreciated what Sabre Interactive as well as Vivendi Games kind of put together here with this game. So let's talk about, kind of what happened here and where Time Shift 2 is, and could we maybe see a sequel at some point in the foreseeable future. So let's talk about it. So guys, Time Shift, as I said, it was a first-person shooter developed by Sabre Interactive and published by Vivendi Games. It also came out on PC, guys. This was a game that received mixed to positive reviews. The PC version received 71 out of 100 on Metacritic. And of course, on GameSpot, had a 6.5 out of 10. You had IGN giving it a 7.6 out of 10. Team Xbox gave it a 7.9 out of 10. And even like Game Trailers gave it an 8.2 out of 10. So overall, guys, yeah, mixed to more so positive reviews as far as the reception is concerned. So typically speaking, guys, the reception, if you get pretty good reception on a game, a lot of times that will sometimes greenlight another game. A lot of times the sales also have to do with, them coming out with a second game. But I think that it's a little bit different with this title in particular, because the reviews were mixed to positive, which would probably state, okay, people like this game overall. But I think we've got to look at a couple other things here. Number one is the publisher. Vivendi Games, guys, this is a company that was an American video game publisher and holding company based in Los Angeles. It was founded in 1996 as CUC Software, the publishing subsidiary of CUC International, after the latter acquired video game companies Davidson and Associates and Sierra Online. Between 1997 and 2001, the company switched parents and names multiple times before ending up organized under Vivendi Universal, later renamed Vivendi. In July of 2008, Vivendi Games merged with Activision to create Activision Blizzard. So let's talk about this here, guys. So when we look at this, Vivendi Games, it merged with Activision to create Activision Blizzard back in July of 2008. Time Shift was released, guys, to the world, okay? Xbox 360 and Windows on October 30th, 2007. And then, of course, in North America, November 1st of 2007. And then in Australia and in November 2nd, 2007 in Europe. So what I'm saying is this. 2007 is when Time Shift came out, and then Vivendi Games shortly after that merges with Activision to create Activision Blizzard. Now, what happened to Sabre Interactive? So on the flip side of this, guys, Sabre Interactive Incorporated is an American video game developer founded in 2001 with headquarters in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The company has regional offices in St. Petersburg, Madrid, Minsk, Porto, and Sundsvall, and employs over 600 people. Sabre was acquired by Embracer Group in February of 2020 for $525 million, making the studio a direct subsidiary. So with that, guys, they're still around, Sabre Interactive, and if we look at the list of games that have been developed by them, they started with Will Rock in 2003, and then in 2007, you have Time Shift. Now, what else did they do between 2007 and now? Well, guys, they've done a lot, right? They did Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary in 2011. They've done a number of different games, guys. I mean, Road Redemption. They did, let's see here. I mean, they did World of Warriors, The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt Complete Edition, Vampire, World War Z back in 2019. And so what are they working on right here and right now? Well, they're working on a number of stuff, guys. They're working on Crysis Remastered back in 2020, Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary. They're also working on World War Z on the Nintendo Switch, WWE 2K Battlegrounds, Quake Champions, which is to be announced on Microsoft Windows, as well as World of Speed, and then Halo Online got canceled. But let's put this into perspective. You've got a company that did Time Shift, okay, back in 2007, and they worked on a number of different things. So the IP, though, is owned by, of course, the developer, which was Vivendi Games, who is now merged into Activision, which, of course, created Activision Blizzard. So what I'm getting at is this. If Time Shift 2 is going to be made, it's going to be made based on, with Activision Blizzard. Do I think that's going to happen? Well, it's very possible, but I don't know if it's going to be anytime in the foreseeable future because Activision Blizzard, they're working on a ton of other things. Time Shift was something that I feel like the timing of, Vivendi Games being, merged in 2008, shortly after this game came out, and then with Sabre Interactive being purchased and such. I mean, guys, it's just one of those things that you got to kind of look at a number of different aspects here. Now, Sabre was kind of their own thing for a long time until February of 2020, which was pretty recent when they were acquired by Embracer Group. So all I'm saying is this. If Time Shift 2 is going to come out, which I don't think we can expect it in the foreseeable future, but it's really in Activision Blizzard's court if they would ever make a Time Shift 2. So where is it? I just think, guys, that it's in an indefinite hiatus or a limbo state at this point because Vivendi Games at the time, shortly after the game comes out, they get merged with Activision to create Activision Blizzard. And so I think that maybe Time Shift got lost in the mix of all of that. It's still owned, of course, by now Activision Blizzard. But with that, will they work on it? Are they maybe working on it? I'm sure it's possible, guys. It's been so long that I feel that if they did another Time Shift, it probably wouldn't be called Time Shift 2. It would probably be like a Time Shift soft reboot. That's just my opinion, guys. I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you guys think happened to Time Shift? Do you think we'll get a Time Shift 2? Where do you think it is at this point? Let me know in the comment section down below. And for more Time Shift 2 content and videos, stay here with Zero TV. And with that being said, everyone, I hope you guys did enjoy this episode of the 8 Below Show. And if you guys did, leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, stay positive, and as always, I'll talk to you guys all in the next one. Peace.